Hello, we are at the Scottish Game Jam, and this is CalmDownTom. I'm here with site member Alex, and what we're going to be doing is taking a little tour around about the Scottish Game Jam, which is here in Glasgow Caledonian University, talking to some of the teams about what they've done so far, and maybe seeing some of their work. If anyone doesn't know what Game Jam is, what's a Game Jam, Alex?
Game Jam is an amazing thing.
Game Jam is an amazing thing,
which
involves
70 hours. Is it 70?
Okay, thanks for coming, Alex. Game Jam's over 2 days, and it involves creating a game from scratch.
48 hours.
Correct. So you come, you form a team, and you make a game
from scratch.
In 2 days. Remember what we talked about before we started?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For flavour, you're the flavour commentator.
It's there for the books.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and talk to some of these teams and see what they made. This is Saturday morning. We all started on Friday, late in the afternoon, early evening.
I beg your pardon, it's Saturday afternoon.
This is Saturday afternoon. What did I say?
Morning.
Saturday afternoon. So the teams are now, they're pretty tired. Some of them haven't had any sleep at all. Some of them have slept a little bit. But the ideas are really starting to come together, and already some of these teams have stuff that we can play, which is amazing. Okay, so let's go on a little tour. So the first team that we have here, do you have a team name? And can you tell us a little bit about what you've got so far? This is Kieran, and you'll know him from CalmDownTom. He writes some stuff for us, and there's exciting news coming up in the future with Kieran's work, and what he's going to bring to CalmDownTom. But for the moment, can you tell us a bit about your idea and the progress so far?
We're making a resource management game based on a steampunk cart. So you need to manage the levels of oil and energy in it and the waste in it to try and keep the heart going at all times.
Okay.
So when you run low on energy, for example, there's a little mini game that pops up where you can give CPR to the heart to get it started again.
Okay.
And that's basically what it's now. It's going to be little random events that will pop up that will lower and raise the levels. You've got to try and manage them as a result of it.
Okay. And what we probably should have said before is that the theme for this year's Game Jam is the beating of a heart. So it's not even like, there's no words, it's actually just a sound file that they showed us. Do you have anything you can show us just now? Other than a big screen of code?
I have lots of big screens of code. I have a broken screen. David's on my work actually. David.
Oh, an alternative here.
This one here. I have some uncompiled code.
Excellent, so you've got something running already.
And the wee mini game is for, say the heart goes into critical state, say all these values just plummet, then for you to kind of bring the heart back to life, you perform CPR in the form of a mini game. It's basically a timing game where you've got to hit it where it hits the centre. Not getting any art assets for it yet, but
okay.
You click it enough times and you get it right, the heart will start back up again with enough values, and if you fail to click it the right number of times or just keep spamming because you don't know what you're doing, then you lose.
How much dubstep is in the game?
None.
Not enough dubstep. Okay, well listen, thanks very much guys.
Thank you.
If we just catch a little bit of the rest of the team here laid out on the sofas, we have Ryan Esler from CalmDownTom here as well. He's the Ryan of this team. So they have programmers, they have artists, and they have a Ryan. But you can see everyone's...
What's a team without a Ryan?
Exactly, yeah. So we'll chat to these guys a little bit later, but thanks very much for talking to us, everyone.
Good luck.
Okay, so you can get an idea of the kind of thing that we have at this point in the Game Jam. We've already got some games that are up and running. Maybe they've got some of the final art, but other parts aren't finished yet. What do you think of that game, Alex?
I think the concept is really good, because when I heard what the theme was, I thought it would be very challenging, but some people are managing, so...
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so who we're going to talk to next is Ross. And last year he won the best games design, and his game was actually a board game. So he came, and you can just make a board game being at the Game Jam as well. His game was so addictive. He's came back with a boxed version of the board game that he did last year. Yeah, no, you're going to see that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was some natural... Oh, wow. And we're also going to see which board game he's working on this year, because he's going down that route. So let's go and chat to him. Right, so maybe what we'll get here is just a little bit of the live gameplay.
They
You can see the excitement.
All of them. Then the next stage is that you retrieve your player tokens again. So you take them back.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt him incredibly rudely.
And then it moves on to the next player, that's me. And if it's a starting player, we increment it.
That's a very subtle call from Alex there to see if it's alright to interrupt you for a second. Hi Ross, I was just doing a little introduction there to the camera, saying about the game that you made last year and how you won Best Game Design with your board game.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about this one as well?
Yeah, the idea behind this one is that you are playing the part of the body trying to defend itself against infections. You are defending against infections coming from various parts of the body towards the heart, while also sending antibodies out from the heart down the same paths that they're being attacked by. As you play, you can take 3 actions every turn, and that might be send antibodies out, that might be upgrade my ability to defend myself, or that might be feed myself, get a blood transfusion, or get ventilated so that I can do better at upgrading. And as you continue, you get a bit stronger, so it's easier to fight them back, but more infections start pouring in. And all you need to do is survive for 30 turns, and then, I don't know, I guess you don't get the plug pulled on you.
So one of the advantages you've got this year is you've actually got an artist coming to help you, don't you?
Yes, this is, oh god, I've forgotten your name. I've done it again, it's twice now. Christina. It's Christina. She has been helping me out from the second day, being an artist and making fantastic art for me for what is going to be the board of the game, as well as the cards and characterizations of all the infections, as I'm trying to make characters out of them.
So Christina, that's kind of part of what can happen with the game jam. You can have people moving between teams. What made you come in and help Ross then?
Well, I mean, I was finished with my own group. They didn't really need me as such, so I just decided to help other groups. And I seen that Oz kind of needed help with all these artwork, so I just thought I'd chip in a wee bit.
Brilliant, and that's the best part about the game jam, isn't it? Like people coming and helping. I know that last year we had a lot of people came to help Ross at the last minute because everybody loved the game and they wanted to make it all ready to play.
It's an excellent game.
Thank you. I'm just very grateful to have the help. I was just expecting to do my own really rubbish artwork, but this is a lot better.
Brilliant. Can we have a little look at your game from last year?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. We actually have here.
This is a mess over here, and this is the game over here. It's not set up as if playing, but we had some people playing it earlier. The idea behind the game is that you have a ring-shaped space station. I'm just going to basically put this out over everything else. And the purpose behind the game is that there are aliens swarming over the space station. You are moving around it while trying to get rid of the aliens and save survivors who are hidden on each location. All the while, a laser, giant, it's meant to kill aliens but is really rubbish and pretty much just kills you. Laser is sweeping around the station, so you have to try and run away from that at the same time. If there are too many aliens, you lose. If the laser hits you, you lose. If you take too long, you lose. You can only win by getting all the survivors and getting out. So, as you can imagine, people don't win that often, but they still very much enjoy it. You did win first time.
And Alex was were you the first person to win last year, Alex? Yes, she was the first person. And some of these cards look fantastic.
This isn't the final art because
placeholder.
This is all entirely placeholder. I have an artist called Vicky Poole, who I know is very good at making art for various card games and board games, and I'm looking forward to working with her once I've actually got things working. I had people playing it earlier, and I was thinking about kickstarting it at some point, but then I had one group player, and now I have 3 pages of notes of changes I need to make to the game to make it more clear what's going on. So there's still some work to do.
A little bit of polish. Okay, that's great. Thanks very much for talking to us.
I'm sure I'll be back to play.
And Alex will be back to play the game later.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you can see that what we get there is we get not only people that are brand new to the game jam, but people coming back from before. As Ross dances in the background trying to put me off. Yeah. So you get people that they loved it so much that they actually come back and they try again. How much did you love his game last year?
Pretty much.
Pretty much you loved
Pretty
it.
much I loved it.
Okay, so we're going to take another trip and talk a few more games. This week.
Oh no, I need 5.
Alright, and we chatted with this team earlier on. Sorry, we're just jumping on you with the camera. Is it okay to talk to you just now?
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool. So you told us a little bit before, and one of the things that you talked about in your game was just some of the great art that you've got already. Now, we know Nana met last year and chatted a lot of times before, but we know that she's a great artist. Maybe we could go through some of the things that you've got here just now, and you could let us see some of the...
Yeah, I got some like mini screens and big screens and some assets for UI. We're making intro cutscenes just now. That's pretty much it.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about the game and the idea behind it?
Basically, the game is kind of incorporation from different mechanics from a lot of different ones, but it's going to have a very old school kind of dungeon crawler look, very square corridors. But the decisions that the player makes are based on quick time events, but similar to the ones used in the Walking Dead game. But instead of dialogue choices, it's going to be actions that the player has to use to dodge traps. But as the game progresses, there's a timer to make the choices before you get hit by the trap itself. The timer will continually get faster and faster, which will be also exactly in time with the heartbeat. So it'll start quite slow heartbeat, building up to really fast, and then for along the game you get, it'll get really faster and faster. Almost no time at all to actually make a decision.
Great. Did you like the theme that you had this year?
I thought it was
think
quite
it was
open.
open?
I
Yeah.
thought it was like last year's. I don't know what they're going to do next year. They're going to send us somewhere random and say this is your theme.
It's getting a bit more esoteric each time, isn't it? A sound or an idea or a picture.
But it was definitely something different. I think it's proven it's done its job. Like, no person seems that I've spoken to anyway seems
Different
to have got the
ideas.
same theme. Everybody's done something different with it.
Brilliant. Well, that's good stuff.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. Good luck, guys.
Have a great day.
And I gave these guys over here, I gave these guys lots of warning because I know that they had something quite nice to show us. You maybe see here, just jumping and surprising you here, David, but we can maybe have a little look at what you've got so far. Can you tell us how this relates to the theme of the Game Jam this year?
Well, the theme's the heartbeat, so we're going with a heart attack theme.
Right.
Whereas it's like a mix between Mario Kart and the bonus stages from Sonic 2, the Mega Drive.
Oh, the bonus stages, when you were running in the pipe and you were running up the side to get the rings.
We'll see, it's a bit like that. There won't be the pipe, it's just going to be the corridors. So it'll be split screens right now, they're only one, but it'll be one fat guy down the bottom, one fat guy at the top. It'll be a gamepad each.
Brilliant.
It's going to be a race to the help centre, we call it, the casualty department, operating theatre. The winner survives, and the loser dies of a heart attack.
So it's a competitive game then?
Yes, this is one you play with another person, there'll be no AI.
It's also kind of a critique in NHS as well at the same
well, that's
time.
good,
And you guys, did you like the theme for this year?
It's interesting because the last one was a picture, this one's a sound. Yeah. This is wonder what next year's going to be.
Smell. It's going to be a smell.
Somebody's going to fart in the room and that's it.
Alright, well listen, thanks very much for talking
Thank
to us,
you.
guys. Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, so you can see that everyone's doing a really good job here. They're telling us all about the game and being enthusiastic. That's even like having a whole night without sleep and working very hard and that kind of thing.
Considering the environment, I think it's a really good effort everybody's made.
Yeah.
Because you're not concentrating, there's a room full of people, and still you have to come up with an idea. I think that's brilliant.
Which one do you like best so far?
That one, the one we just went to. Is really
Yeah.
good.
It's
I also
a
like
nice-
the idea from the first group that we talked to.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
Well, the last group that we talked to there, David's group's quite far on, so that's very impressive. Okay, so we're going to go on. You guys for a second.
Okay.
So whenever I talked to this team earlier on, they said they had a really complicated idea for a game.
Vague, more complicated.
Vague, okay, so maybe not completely encapsulated in a punchy back of the box
Maybe.
bullet points yet. But do you want to tell us a little bit about your idea anyway?
So if you the camera.
Go for the camera.
Okay, that's fine. So we're running. It's kind of an adventure game. It's all about exploration. You're a space dude wandering around a mysterious alien planet. There are various unusual situations. It's all based around kind of isolation, alienation. There's various unusual situations. You have many ways in which you can respond to those situations, and your responses determine things about your character's personality, which will, through the course of the game, determine the kind of situations that they face. So the game will changes in response to your actions. That's the kind of high level idea.
Sounds fantastic. Can you show us a little?
Yeah, well, we can show you the kind of walking around the planet view. It's a little basic just now. It's just we have these areas. There's a heart rate monitor just now, which will make more sense later on. It'll be affected by some of the situations you encounter and your responses to them. If I jump into a situation here, this is placeholder art. It's kind of probably a little hard to see in the camera there, but it's you just get a textual description, and you have a couple of responses. We haven't actually coded in the outcomes of those responses, but in the future you'll get a description of what happens as a result of what you've done, and it also the options you choose affect kind of hidden internal mechanisms that will change, as I say, the situations that arise in the future.
Right,
that's
great.
the idea.
Thanks very much for talking to us, guys. Good luck. We'll let you go on with it. You look like you've got a lot to do. Okay, so you can see that there's quite a lot going on there from teams that have a game that's maybe relatively simple and is really far on. You have teams that have something that's really ambitious and harder to describe in words. But then there's good progress being made in that game as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. And he's a good talker as well, isn't he? He's got a good podcast voice when you tell him on the podcast. Okay, so we're going to talk to probably maybe only one or two more teams. We'll go and talk to Narrows' team from CalmDownTom, and he is competing along with Fee the Giraffe and a couple of other people who have done really well in game jams before. Okay, so let's see. Hello. So we're going to bother this team just for a second, just to hear a little bit about your game. This is a very successful, or many members of formerly very successful teams from game jams before. And Dave here, last year he did a really good article on CalmDownTom about how to win a game jam, which hopefully everyone will have read because it's going to be really beneficial for here. Can you tell us what your concepts, what stage it's at just now?
We're just about to give the coders smart to put into the game to make sure it looks okay. That's where we are at the moment. We've got 24 hours
trying
left.
to get the structure right, so we've got a start and an end. We've got a menu, splash screens, a menu, level selector, select a level, complete a level, move on to the next level, complete the game. So we're just trying to get the structure together.
Okay, and you're still having fun? Is this your first time at a game jam?
No, it's on this one it's the third time.
Third time?
He's a regular team member.
Alright, okay, you're a regular team member, so, yep. Okay, well, do you have a name for your game yet?
Yeah, we
yes,
do.
we
You
have.
can't pronounce it, it's Latin.
It's Latin for heart attack.
Right, okay.
You have somewhere like a title screen.
I do. Let me find it somewhere.
Normally we're very good at Latin.
Okay, guys.
Not
We're
today.
just tired.
It's been up for 40 hours now, so not really with it.
This is what happens when you
Well,
pay no attention to the things that you're told.
maybe it'll be a surprise for us whenever we hear it.
It'll be a surprise for us as well. It's like, oh, that's our name.
Any of us actually know what it is.
Okay, listen, I'm going
Right,
to leave you
it's
to look.
Codis Impretium. Yeah, Pretium.
Codis Impretium.
We'll sort the pronunciation out.
I like
That's how
it.
The judges get it.
Yeah, you need to make sure you get it right because you never want the people that make the game to pronounced the name of the game wrongly.
No.
Okay, good luck, guys.
Good luck,
Thank you for
guys.
talking to us. Okay. Shall we sum up then, Alex?
Yeah.
Sum up in a word.
Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome.
I think this is the biggest cliche you ever hear at the game jam, but
I think you're right.
it truly is awesome. It's amazing.
But I think here comes a rival broadcasting unit. Okay, so I would say that awesome is a great word to sum up the game jam so far. As we go across here, you can see. How would I sum it up?
Think of another word that does.
Oh, you put me in the spot, aren't you, to get revenge. Okay, if I had to sum it up in one word, it would be inspiring.
Oh, I think because it's my favourite word, I should say pretentious.
Pretentious?
Yeah.
Should point out that Alex doesn't know what pretentious means. He just uses it as a
But I do.
placeholder in all
I
situations.
do. I really do.
I think this game jam has been seriously pretentious.
Yeah, seriously, pretentious.
Okay, thank you for listening,
Thank you.
everyone, and we'll see you all again soon.
Yep.
One way or another. Okay, bye.